Welcome back to Triple P's 10 top tips for Teens Tuesday. Oh my word. It's a good thing we're almost done these tips. So today is tip number 9, and that's encouraging extracurricular activities. So I know everybody knows how important it is to get our kids outside, to do some more socializing in different settings besides family and at school. Looking at different activities that our kids can maybe do with their friends and individually, team sports, individual sports, but not just sports, right? There's so many more extracurricular activities than just sports. I know that there's plays, community plays, school plays, there's chess clubs. We run, well, pre-COVID, we run some Lego club groups for the kids at FCSS. So there's lots of different things. We have several different youth programming opportunities at FCSS with Kaleidoscope and the Do Crew. Definitely check out our website if you're interested in your kids doing that. So yeah, extracurricular covers so many different things, but let's make sure that we're doing it based on their interests, right? We don't want to be like, hey, I missed out on a football because of whatever, so you are going to play football because that's just how things should be. And living vicariously through our children in extracurricular activities isn't the best idea, right? We want our kids to be their own person, their own independence. They all have skills and abilities that are there, right? So encouraging those activities and opportunities, and then asking questions, right? So if they get home from a football game again, or curling, or whatever, piano recital, you know, that we weren't able to go to or whatnot, and you can just be like, so how did it go? Did you feel like, again, specific questions, right? Did you feel like you played to the best of your ability? All of those questions just to draw information out of our kids so that they realize, hey, wait a minute, they actually do care. Because if we're just general with our questioning, it's different, right? We get different responses. Our kids feel differently. And so encouraging those extracurricular activities are so important. And again, it doesn't really matter what that activity is, as long as it fits in with your values and your beliefs and that your child is interested in them. There's so many different things. We have technology at our fingers, right? So book clubs and reading or writing contests and just so many different things that have the opportunity, our kids have the opportunity to see, as long as we're able to fulfill that. And, you know, finances are always a concern, I think, for families with those extracurricular activities. But again, there's lots of resources to help with that. And so really just wanted to bring home the point that Triple BP talks about, and encouraging those extracurriculars, getting out there. Search Institute is something that I follow rather closely with, and it talks about the 40 assets, and there's 40 things, 40 topics that our kids should have some sort of encounter with in order to continue to be successful, I guess, right? And so their plot is that the more of the 40 developmental assets, the more likely our kids are to be successful. And although I agree to that with the point, I think we're their number one bet, right? And so if we can encourage them, support them, keep them going, those assets are going to grow. And I wish I could talk more about assets and just go on and on and on, but having a support person outside of the family is also super important, and it's part of the assets, right? Having a good relationship, the teens with school, right? What if they're not feeling safe in the hallways, if they're not feeling safe in the classroom with this specific teacher or kids, those are things that they need to talk about in order to kind of achieve those goals and feel better about themselves. So yeah, maybe one day we'll talk about the 40 developmental assets in a little bit more detail, but searchinstitute.org, love it. It's one of my favorite programs, and Triple P, it falls right into Triple P for sure. So thanks everybody, that's all I have. Penny, do you have anything to add?
Just a little bit on what you mentioned about economics, and especially now with restrictions and whatnot. I know there is lots of, which can be tricky if you're limiting screen time, but lots of online free stuff that has come along with COVID. And yeah, FCSS for sure. Check out our website, www.fcss.ca, for youth activities online. And, you know, we have our ear to the ground about where we're at with COVID. And as soon as we're able to do in person, we certainly will be. And when things are somewhat back to normal, thinking about if you're capable of being a place to provide some of that space for extracurricular things. So encouraging your kids to think about, you know, Lego club in their own home, or having a few friends over to do crafts, or, you know, you support you get some parents together and you chip in for a writing program and online, and your kids' friends can come over and they can work on so there's lots of solutions, because I know that economics can play a part, and same with taking kids here and there. Lots of families don't have that opportunity to drive their kids, or so sometimes you have to really be creative, and spend a little more time than money trying to figure out. But it really does round them out, like Amanda, you said. You know, it just gives them an opportunity to be who they're going to be in the world, and explore what that's going to look like outside of their family, because it's important for them to start developing that view of themselves as separate from you. Yeah, so nicely done. So that was tip number 9, and we will see you back next week, 1 o'clock on Tuesday, for tip number 10, which is be a safe sounding board. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.